Knights and Sith Lords, and welcome to Star Wars Artifacts. My name is Dominic, aka Lord Doom, and I'm afraid I have developed a new addiction. As you might already know, last year I spoke to you guys of my addiction to Star Wars mugs. If you have not already seen this video, click on the link in the upper right corner of your screen to watch it. I was ultimately able to rid myself of this addiction, and I have not bought a single mug for more than a year. However, it took quite a while for me to realize that I had another addiction: pin collecting. The reason is pretty simple. It is not an expensive addiction. At least, that's what I thought until the day I spent $75 on one single pin. Nevertheless, it is a passion that can turn out to be quite interesting. So, today I will talk to you about my collection, and I will tell you about the amazing work of a local Quebec artist. Without any further ado, let me show you some of my favorite pins. Let's start with the pins made by my friend Fabien Dumas, the artist I was just telling you guys about. His style is very cartoonish. After receiving a Wicked plush from a friend, he drew it and thought it would be a good idea to make a pin out of it. It got so popular, he decided to make some more in the same style. With time, he put some more details into his designs. Fabien focuses mostly on secondary characters, so you can already forget about the Darth Vaders and the Luke Skywalkers of this world. However, I really like his Bounty Hunter series and the members of the Max Rebo band. Each card behind the pin is also designed by Fabien. They are all different and personalized to match the character. Some have a paint look, while others have a more realistic look. Sold for $8.50 Canadian dollars, we can say that it is a bargain. You will find a link to his online store in the description of this video. I also collect other pins, such as the ones from Galaxy's Edge Parks. However, I only buy the ones I get an instant crush on. For starters, I own those two limited edition pins that were sold when parks opened in 2019. The Falcon, on the biggest of the two, can slide from left to right. Those were also a limited edition and were released at the same time. We can move apart on each of the two pins to reveal the bright suns and rising moon expression. This is the way we say good morning and good night when we are on Batuu. Then, we have two more pins from the Black Spire Outpost. The first one greatly inspired me when I designed the first logo of the channel, while the building on the second one were an inspiration for the actual version of the logo. During my recent trip to Batuu, I added a few pins to my collection. This one has a classic look, and the tilde spire expression means see you next time for the locals. On the one next to it, we see the Falcon, which reminds me of the first time I saw it with my very own eyes. I also bought those three pins during my trip. The first one represents the logo of the Resistance. The second one represents the 709th Legion deployed on Batuu, and the one with Grogu was made during the festivities of Disney's 100th anniversary. Finally, I treated myself with this limited edition pin that features all the bounty hunters from The Empire Strikes Back, which ended up costing me $35. This hinged pin collection is one of my favorites. It is a limited edition and represents all the stalls, boutiques, and attractions you will find at the Black Spire Outpost. I know that I'm missing at least one, and I hope that I will be able to complete this series. Each one of them is sold for $19.99 US. However, the most special pin I own from Galaxy's Edge is without a doubt the one that was given to all cast members for the park's grand opening in 2019. It comes with a card with a message from Disneyland Resort President Josh DeMaro. But I was also able to get my hands on the same pin, but for the opening of the Hollywood Studio Park on the East Coast. This time, it comes with a card with a message from Phil Holmes, the park's vice president. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and smash the like button to help us continue our work. By doing so, you'll have the chance to win one of those two Legends in 3 Dimensions half-scale busts offered by Gentle Giant Limited. In 2020, for Episode 5's 40th anniversary, I bought this pin on the Star Wars Celebration online store. It is a limited edition of 1980 copies, which corresponds to the year the film was released. At the same time, I bought this Mandalorian pin set that represents the Mythosaur and the Mudhorn. This set is limited to 1,000 copies. I also own this May the 4th 2021 pin. Normally, I don't like pins that have a year on it because, in my opinion, it feels like it gets outdated. However, since it was my first May the 4th since I had started the YouTube channel in 2020, I made an exception. I also own this Marshall badge that turns out to be a pin representing the New Republic. It is like the one that was given to Cara Dune by Carson Teva at the end of Season 2 of the Mandalorian series. I have number 517 of 1000. In 2022, for Episode 4's 45th anniversary, I got myself those two pins. For starters, we have this one that is some sort of a tribute to Ralph McQuarrie's concept logo design. Unfortunately, I completely forgot the price. However, it was impossible to forget the price of the second one, which was of $75 US. That said, this pin is huge, measuring 5.5 inches wide by 6 inches tall. It is so big that it has its own little stand for display purposes. It was a limited edition of 1,550 copies. The same year, I bought this Grand Inquisitor pin that represents the logo seen on his armor in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. It was a Star Wars Celebration Anaheim exclusive and was sold by EFX. 2022 also marked the grand opening of the Galactic Star Cruiser. So, I bought this pin that allows some roleplay. When you flip the little panel on the side, you can reveal that you are a member of the Resistance on a secret mission. In 2023, for Episode 6's 40th anniversary, I purchased those two pins. The first one is a reproduction of the logo for the 40th and was offered until they went out of stock. The second one was only offered to members of the D23 Club and was a limited edition of 1983 copies the year the film was released. Now, here is my latest pin. This one represents Ahsoka with her looks from the first seasons of the Clone Wars animated series on one side, and on the other side, it features her look from the final season. It was once more a D23 Club exclusive. Finally, I present you this 12-pin lightsaber box set. By now, you all know my passion for lightsabers. So, when I discovered the existence of this set, limited to 1900 copies, I had to buy it. It features the main lightsabers from the Skywalker saga. When it was released, it was sold for $125 US. So, I guess I can officially say that I am a pin collector. It took me a while to put this label on myself, but I can't deny it anymore. However, as opposite to my legacy lightsaber and my helmet collection, I only purchase the ones I really like. Do you also collect pins? Do you collect anything else related to Star Wars? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving us a super thanks. This will allow us to continue offering you new content week after week. I'll see you next week for another review, and until then, may the Force be with you always.